Namaste. The culture and the society we live in this, the education to humans about their body, the concepts about their body are very westernized, which means it takes body as a matter. And no matter how we believe in Indian philosophies, but this outlook rules even our psychology today and everybody's psychology, where life is seen more like a material phenomenon and there is no right kind of education about one's own being anywhere, and that creates a chaos into your life because you start to see yourself and your body as a product but not as a process. When we talk about process, okay, it's a great idea, but what does it mean that you are a process? For that, your outlook has to go through a change, through a revolution, so that in your life there can be a revolution. Because if we are not having any changes in life, it is basically because how you perceive your life, your body, and yourself. And that outlook implies that this body is body of electricity. That's what we call Kali. That we essentially are electric beings. Behind this electricity is the presence of Shiva. It is important to understand about this body electric because we, what we call joy, happiness, juice in life is experience of this body electric. And essentially every human being, no matter what they are doing, they are going after this juice. Anybody making money, anybody doing anything, fame, attention from others, attention from others is they are projecting their electricity at you, their attention at you, and you feel thrilled by that. That touches your electric body. But mind thinks that it is me. No, it is your electric circuit which gets activated by others' presence, by others' touch, by entertainment, by anything which makes your energy flow. Rasa. In India, we call it rasa, juice. And this ras is the core of our whole life's attraction. We are attracted towards life because of this juice. And when we become insensitive or lose interest into this juice because of repressions, then we start to slowly move towards the suicidal or self-destructive actions and concepts. Because once you lose interest, that means when you don't feel any juice, your energy goes into a self-destruct mode. Because in juice, in flow of electricity, you feel connected with this life. That is the first glimpse of spirituality. It is not philosophical ideas and all that. You are always connected with the spiritual, with the cosmic. Just what is blocking you is your mind on top, which has unnatural concepts about life, about body. That is a good news because it also makes you understand that you are closer than, you are always closer to divine. No matter what you believe, you're always a spiritual being, a spiritual which is part of the material, a material which is part of the spiritual. Osho once made a statement which touched my life. The statement was, I celebrate myself. And this statement was somehow echoing from Walt Whitman's famous statement, I sing body electric. And in this context, I add the statement that I dance to cosmic electric. Kali in Bharat mythology represents the electricity of the cosmos, which leads to light and matter. Essentially, it's an electric cosmos. Your body is run by electricity, made of energy, also known as prana, also known as sound. Because sound is nothing but prana, the energy, the power. And this sound is what we call the feminine. So this energy has two aspects: male, female, active, passive. The mess in your life is imbalance of these two energies, these two energy charges in you. And same is true about the mess in society. For example, two electric charges represent fire energy and water energy. Fire is aggressive energy, it is more like a yang, active action, and water is the passive energy, stillness, rest, rejuvenating, rebirth. So when you are experiencing mess, suffering, there is a imbalance or a short circuit of this electric force in you. When your body is sick, that circuit has gone off. Somewhere it is short circuiting within. Hence, you can understand why I say to you, no thoughts or concepts can fix the circuit fault. You may think you just need to modify your thought, but I tell you, you got your energies. You need to get your energies running in balance. Then there will be a light and joy. You have to understand this deeply, because we try to fix social issues, psychological issues, personal issues by reorganizing thoughts. Thoughts are like shadows, Thoughts are like images appearing on the screen. You cannot change the images on the screen. You have to go to the original source, the projection room, the energy, the electricity. In this context, I would like to mention that mantra Ram, for example, scientifically, it balances your active and passive energies. And in their balance, your energy starts to rise up. Because whenever your energy is either too much in action or going too much gravitating into indulgences, that means that one of the energy is strong and other is weak. And when you, for example, chant Ram, Ram, Ra represents the positive charge and Ma represents the negative charge. And their balance creates the light, creates the presence, creates your energy expansion in the present moment. Your ego thinking is tool of brain gone haywire by misuse of your being's electric force. It is also known as Kundalini. Today's culture is short circuit of electricity. Most thoughts, literatures, and problems are smoke arising out of wires of your body-mind tool. What I am teaching you more than anything else is electric management or energy management. There are millions and millions of appliances, machines, etc. around the world. They all are run by electricity. Kabir mentions in one of his poetry that I will take thousands of things of life and bring them together through one thread. That one thread is the electricity. No matter how many appliances are there, how many thoughts are there, if you go to the core of it, it's essentially projection of one electric energy. Trying to solve the projection out there as a thought, as a personality, it ends into a disaster, disappointment, and failure. But when you come towards the master zone, means becoming a Swami, becoming in control, not in the sense of repressing control, but understanding that you are an energy, you are not thought. This energy experience is what spiritual bliss or any kind of power or genius is happening because of this energy becomes your identity. So, psychologically, your attitude has to shift from thinking about things, let's say sexuality, anger, and thoughts or mindfuck, seeing those things as kind of problem with your thinking is a wrong attitude. It has to be seen as all are one electricity. Hence, you become non-judgmental towards various expression of the same electricity. And it is interesting that it's the same electricity which is love, which is wisdom, which is anger, and which is sexuality. But look at your mind, how it sees all these things. It's like sunlight. You are looking, you are worshipping the sun because it is giving you energy and life, and it's a white light, pure light. But as a rainbow, it has 7 colors. And those 7 colors of that one electricity, those 7 expressions of that one electricity, we are selective. We are rejecting certain colors and accepting certain colors. And that is where it creates an imbalance into your life because you start to judge the expression of your energy when it appears into various forms. And integration of energy is possible if you start to withdraw your attention from the concepts and the narratives about your energy to the pure feel of the emotion, pure feel of your sexuality, pure feel of anger. Because whenever we repress any emotion, we are trying to repress as a mind, as a mind's narrative, the electric force which is your mother. And that is going to create trauma, disease, mental disorder into you because you have gone against the very atom, very basic construction unit of yourself. It's like somebody is judging the bricks in a house and starts to take them out, start to destroy them without knowing that you are going to crash the whole building down. People think many philosophical thoughts that I accept my energies, I accept myself, and all that. These are just mental talks. They don't mean anything till your core understanding, which will become non-judgmental attitude, will be that essentially it's all one energy, it's all one electricity. That's why people are scared to worship Kali or do any Kali practice, because in that it destroys all your mental narratives about spirituality, materiality, sexuality, anger, love, creativity. There you start to see nothing of those things really exist. All only reality which exists is the electricity. If there is no electricity, none of the apps can work. Be it your career, be it your body, be it your relation. We keep on trying to fix our apps, but there is nothing wrong with the app. The electric supply is very bleak, is very interrupted. Not only that, you judge the very electric supply. And this can show you as a live expression. You will see that all around our society, the culture, there is so much condemnation and rejection of sexual energy or overindulgence of it, but it is not seen as a creative force which is running your whole system, which becomes love into you, which becomes your talent, which becomes your power. In yogis, it becomes superhuman powers. And they are not really powers, these are the expressions of that one energy, which we call Durga, Kali, various forms of expression. Let me ask you something that can you explain what is the form of electricity? Now it's interesting. All the forms, be it body, planets, even our computers and everything is arising out of this electricity, which is sound, which in India we call Nad Brahma. Everything is sound, and dense sound becomes light, and dense light becomes matter. All humans are an electric phenomenon in the core sense. Madness, right, wrong, good, bad are all electric expressions of one force. Hence, nothing is right and wrong, but all is perfection. Problem occurs when ego mind uses this force in imbalance, thinking that this energy of body mind is its property to use to get its desires and childish concepts fulfilled. Mind is an image. Mind is an image on the screen. It can't solve anything. Mind is a tool, it is not the master. You have to take refuge or surrender or understand and be friendly with this electric cosmos. This is what I mean when I say becoming intimate with your life, becoming intimate with your body, because your body is the generator of this electricity. And intimacy is possible when you shift from the verbal narratives to the actual feel of your senses, actual awareness into the body. Way to surrender is understand the nature and balance of this force and act accordingly. That is what it means, surrender. Surrender doesn't mean some concept that I let go of things. Surrender means if winds are flowing, if river is flowing in one direction, flow into that direction. When season is changing, don't resist. Change, flow with the season so that new seasons can come. So hence design your life and ambitions in tune with the laws of life. Because many times people ask me that if I surrender, then how I will make money, how I will do things I want to do. Nobody is saying you have to not make money and not do things the way you want to do. But point here to understand is do not go against the laws of your inner energy and cosmic energy. People's desires are usually like against the flow of life. When there is a autumn, they want spring. When energy wants rest, they want to do activity. So this is how you create imbalance into this electric force. So that's what I mean when you design your life and ambitions in tune with the laws of force, or laws of life, laws of energy. That means understand that how your passion is flowing, not how your mind is telling you what you should do, which will give you more money. Because passion, when you're connected with your passion, you are connecting with your electric force. And this electric force runs the whole cosmos. This passion will give you a direction and a prosperity and expansion. But for that, because cosmos is a living being, you need to trust this electricity, this passion, this vital energy into you. Your mind, because of religions and retarded philosophies, started to condemn this energy as sin, as wrong. Your inner nature, Swadharma, is cosmic and aligned with your inner being, which is aligned with the functioning of this electric force. And in India, we worship this electric force with various names: Kali, Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati. They fulfill these different names are talking about various attributes. Durga is a ferocious aspect, pure vital power. Lakshmi is the prosperity. And Saraswati is the wisdom, the intelligence. Spirituality is dangerous in a good way, because spirituality is entering into a high voltage zone of your being. So there is danger of getting electrocuted, and that is a blessing if you get electrocuted, because we live in the mental narrative world on a very low frequency, deaccelerated form of our energy. That's why there is no light on people's face. They seems to be doing their work. It's a drag because they have somehow repressed their energy, and now they're trying to use their body and mind to adjust to the circumstances according to their desire or compromise. But when you connect with this electric force within, first thing it does is it will break all the bondages and restrictions on it. That's why people freak out when they experience first time meditation. They start to have some kind of physical reactions, mental reactions, sometimes panic attacks, sometimes trembling. They think something negative is happening, or people will become suddenly aware that everything is mess around them, and they start to think meditation is creating a mess. No, this electric force is also light. It shows you where you are and how you have bound yourself into compromise and what ditch you are in as a psychology, as a compromising human being. First it makes you see, then if you cooperate, then if you flow with this force, it slowly start to break those bondages. You stop compromising. You start to function out of your passion, how your energy wants to move. That becomes more important to you. And remember, what your energy wants to do does not mean indulgence. Indulgence is a part of your repression. Because your energy is not finding any expression, you find leakages or roundabout ways to experience your energy through entertainments and indulgences. And they are also a way of avoiding your boredom, which has been created by repression. But when you live in energy, you don't need indulgences because you are alive and vibrating. You feel yourself as a joy. So, anyways, our life made of our life is made of happiness and pain. Mind games is nothing but slow electrocution. You are dying, but here and there are sparks of light, entertainment, indulgence. You call it happiness. And smoke starts to come out of your beings, out of your burning wires. You call that suffering and confusion. It's like in the fire, you see smoke first before it catches fire. So this is a state of a mind which is not living in its totality. Hence, whole energy is going into your mental computer and creating lots of thoughts. Because energy needs expression. This electricity needs expression, not confusion, not hesitation. If there is a greatest sin ever, that is hesitation. Hesitation is a way of interrupting the mother's force. You are not going about your life. You are thrown around by this electricity. Your mind thinks it's my desire, but it is the short circuited version which is showing on screen of your mind, random flashes of images which you think this is you. And same thing people do with meditation, yoga, kundalini, etc. They can't manage their own low voltage life and freak out with little shocks of pain and happiness. When they enter high voltage charge, it brings a chaos in their life. So best way is first have a respect, reverence and understanding about yourself and your energy, and enter with care and love. Then this electric force, which is a conscious being, the mother, starts to cooperate and support. For that you need to change the narrative, how you see life force. That's why in India we have so many stotrams in which there are thousand names of Kali, thousand names of Durga, thousand names of Lakshmi. In that they are appreciating its qualities and imbibing them. They do not see anger, they see anger as a ferocious force of this cosmos. They do not see sex as something lower or wrong, but they see it as a creative, productive force of the cosmos which gives birth to humans. Hence, she is mother. Best gift to life is to reflect back its grace and gift of its energy. And best gift to life is to reflect back the celebration which it is. You validate your life and intention of the great mother when you celebrate, no matter where you are, how you are. This wins you the grace of mother. Not going to temples and giving money to the temples and all that. That is just mind game. What really brings you into good connection or good numbers of the great mother of the cosmos is when you respond to life, when you become aware of your body and its senses and appreciate them, appreciate the life around. In spite of whatsoever is happening, you do not stop appreciating the gift you have, which is to be alive in this vast cosmos. There are many methods and paths of life, spiritual and material, but the best, the master way is celebration. Because essential core, essential, let's say, if I have to use the word at all, psychology of the cosmos is celebration. It is creating out of joy and abundance. This is one of the points which can help you deeply because people do chanting and practices like a routine exercise. No, each chant has to be expression of joy. When you say Ram, 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 the more you put your whole energy, more joy it becomes. And that very joy is Ram. That very joy is Durga. It's not something far away one day you will reach. No, it is right now, flowing through you. Electricity is always now. It is always present. And you are always a future or a past. Hence, you feel the missing, lack of juice. You think desires will fulfill them. No, desires, in a deep sense, are promising you that you will be able to feel life. But if you already feel life, then desires are not out of lack. Then desire is your creativity. Then this joy in you wants to create. That's how you create prosperity. But people approach desire. They're feeling empty, bored, and lack of things. Then they go out like a beggar to get things. And that's why each of your success fails. Each of your relation becomes disastrous and boring because you went there asking and other is also asking and two beggars standing in front of each other and thinking what went wrong and they think they are betrayed. Nobody is betrayed. You betrayed your own life force. You made it a beggar. Instead, when you understand and feel your life force and allow it. Another thing people say a lot, I want freedom in my life. I have no freedom. They're looking for some kind of social freedom, financial freedom. Essentially, the real freedom happens to you. First, you need to free your energy, your Shakti, your mother, your vital force. First, you have to free it from the bondages of your narrative, of your judgments. If you free your Shakti, through dancing, through celebration, through creative expression, this very energy will give you prosperity and freedom you're looking for. Celebration is the key to fix all. Then the mother wisdom takes over your life. Devotion is celebration of the dance of Great Mother. Meditation is to be still and let celebration be without your mental comments and judgments. You are just present and really enjoying the show. That's what meditation is. Usually people think meditation is withdrawal and indifference and going beyond life. No, there is only life. There is no beyond to go to. What you have to go beyond is your mental narratives and judgments about life. Contemplate on this electric cosmos. See how it is in reference to your life and problems. So we can enter the next phase of this celebration, first by acknowledging this force and its role in forming your being, and not being adamant with your mind about how you want things to be, but see how they are. As Krishnamurti says, that look at what is, not what should be. What should be is the disease. What is the joy, is the cosmos, is the divine, is the Ram. Ram means this. Then there is a beginning of a life which is a pilgrimage. Closest and the only cosmos to you is your own body and mind. A great gift to you from the cosmos, from the mother. Reflect back her being with your dance and celebration. Reflect back. We are reflecting back only rejection for this life. All your desires are nothing but rejections of what is, and your desire is saying what should be. We feel so justified to desire things, but we never realize that this desire is out of rejection of who you are and what you have. Make a clear difference between desire and need. Life will fulfill your needs. But desire, when it arises out of a complaint and a lack, you already are on the path of suffering. Because your need is not the desire fulfillment. Your need is ability to feel fulfilled with your own energy. Let this be your only goal and philosophy, to beat all mind games. All else comes as gift, not by desire from the gracious mother. Get on the mothership while you're trying to paddle in your small mind boat, which is full of holes and sinking fast. Don't stay in boat, but become the ocean. Then you can say, I celebrate myself. I sing body electric. I dance cosmos joy. Hare Krishna.
Shri Ramachandra